Hello, hello, everybody. Come on in, grab a seat, and snuggle up in a blanket and grab a hot beverage cocoa, tea, coffee, whatever your choice is. We are going to discuss the Joshua McCoy case. Um, I had done a couple of short videos on this case when he went missing, and then again when he was found unalived. Um, but I wanted to get into a little bit more because it is now believed that um, his unaliving was caused by the big M. Okay. Sorry for having to use code words, but it is what it is, right? Um, Joshua McCoy, look at how cute he is. And we'll see more pictures in the video. Um, but he went missing on Saturday, November 9th. So the mother, he lived in Oregon. He lived with his mother. And the mother took a nap about 1 o'clock, and she woke up about 5:30 and said he was gone. He was missing. So, authorities said that some clues were found early in the search, right, for Joshua, but nothing definitive was located. Okay. At the time that he went missing, nothing was being ruled out. They were considering all possible avenues. They were hoping that Joshua would be found alive and well. He was 3 feet 6 inches tall. He weighed about 50 to 60 pounds. His brown shoulder length hair and brown eyes, obviously. They referred to him as Josh or Joshy. And guys, he was autistic. So here we have another child who went missing who's autistic, right? Just saddens me to think that, these children, these special needs kids are disappearing, vanishing, right? They use Corsair, a search and rescue effort in 7 counties in Oregon and California that were assisting with the search, providing 61 ground personnel as well as aerial support and canine resources. So they went all out for this little boy. They also requested assistance from state and federal agencies, and those were coming in. They almost always, the person is found within 300 meters of the last known location, and they said they were already expanded beyond that 300-meter point, right? One of the things that I was surprised about, authorities were asking civilians not to attempt to search for Joshua in the area. I found that strange. But they said the concern is that evidence would be missed or tainted with an overwhelming number of personnel on scene. So that was while he was still missing, guys. The next one was, I'll actually share my screen with you on this one, where the father kind of speaks out. So, father speaks out about 5-year-old boy with autism who died after leaving home while mom napped. I nurtured him and bathed him and fed him, said Lawson Amos McCoy about his son Joshua, adding, I can't believe that this has happened. The father of a missing 5-year-old Oregon boy who was found unalived less than 2 miles away from his home said he wants what led to the tragic circumstances surrounding his son. He wants to know what happened. I want the truth, plain and simple, he said. I don't care about anything else. My baby's gone. Joshua, who had autism, was last seen at his home on Stage Road in Hauser on Saturday, November 9th. Authorities said the mother woke up from a nap around 5:30 p.m. and discovered her son had disappeared. A missing person report released by the sheriff's office made a description of Joshua. And in a Monday, November 11th Facebook update, the sheriff's office said the search for Joshua intensified the day before, employing authorities and drones in the surrounding areas. The department also said it requested the help of state and federal agencies. And then on November 12th, his remains were located. He was discovered unalived and found approximately 1.6 miles straight line distance northwest from the child's residence and almost 2 miles by road. Of course, the investigation was ongoing and no additional information will be released. And they said that the areas that have been searched have been thorough and methodical due to the circumstances behind his disappearance. Okay. In his interview with Oregon Live, Joshua's father, Lawson, said that he hadn't seen his son in more than a year after moving back to Ohio. He met his girlfriend in Utah. That was the mother of Joshua. And they became parents to Joshua. Then the family moved to Coos Bay after the girlfriend received a job offer as a nurse. While she worked, Lawson, who had served in the Air Force and on disability, took care of Joshua at home. And for whatever reason, he moved back to Ohio. Lawson's brother Joshua, who shares the same first name as his young nephew, told the outlet that Lawson believes that what happened was his fault because he left Oregon and now feels guilty. And a GoFundMe was established, used for counseling, therapy, burial, all of that, right? I nurtured him and bathed him and fed him. I mean, I know his favorite foods. I knew his favorite colors. I can't believe this has happened. So here you have, weird correlation, guys, because the father of this child actually was the stay-at-home mom while the mom went out and worked. Who does that remind you of? This child was young. And it reminds me of Seth staying home with Sebastian while Katie was in the military, right? Not alleging anything. Everybody here is innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. We all know that. But it's kind of a distinct correlation if you think about it, right? I want to show you a video. Make sure you can see it good. It would help to take the picture off, wouldn't it? Okay. Okay, so I'm going to start this.
This December, Atlanta Sports' only award show is back.
Sorry about the ad, guys.
2024 for Atlanta and the world. The 2024 Atlanta Sports Awards, coming this December on 11 Alive.
Tonight, we are hearing from the uncle of a 5-year-old living with autism who was found dead Tuesday near his home in Coos County, 3 days after he went missing.
I'm just there right now. My family, like my mother and the father, my brother, he is taking it a really hard time.
Understandably, Joshua James McCoy, or JJ, was named after his uncle, also Joshua, who lives in Ohio. He tells us JJ was a happy kid, a climber. This evening, the community held a vigil for him in North Bend. His uncle tells us he is grateful. He wishes he could be there in person.
The support that we're getting from people in that area, and news outlets and daycares and tons of people that is just calling and supporting us. They're having that candlelight ceremony. They're having a motorcycle ride, a Jeep ride with like the sheriff and police department in it.
Making this more heartbreaking, today would have been Joshua's 6th birthday. The sheriff's office says they found his body about 1.5 miles from home. Authorities say his mother told them she'd fallen asleep, and when she woke up, he was gone. Family tell us they want to hire a private investigator to better understand the circumstances around JJ's death.
So sad, isn't it? So I can't imagine how the dad must feel. He moved back and probably was the hardest thing he had to do. But evidently, they must have split up. I don't know all the circumstances behind the parents, and we don't need to know that. What's important is what happened. What happened to little Joshua? What happened to this precious little boy? Right? What happened? There is another one. I'm going to share my screen. There's another video that came out just a couple days ago. And I wanted to share that because it's more up-to-date information. Sheriff's affidavit suggests foul play in the death of 5-year-old Joshua McCoy. All right.
New details in the investigation into the death of Joshua McCoy. That investigation continuing in Coos County. There's probable cause to believe that the 5-year-old boy, Joshua McCoy, was murdered. This according to an affidavit signed by a Coos County Sheriff's deputy investigating the boy's death. Now remember, Joshua was found in the woods near his home in Hauser more than 3 weeks ago.
Our newsroom retrieved documents at the Coos County Courthouse, which revealed new details about the criminal investigation into Joshua's disappearance and the discovery of his naked body less than 2 miles from where he and his mother lived.
Joshua's mother told authorities at the time that she took a nearly 4-hour nap and later awoke to find Joshua missing. His body was found 3 days later, but evidence revealed in the affidavit pushes against the idea that he walked to the spot his body was found. According to the sheriff's office, Joshua's feet did not have any scratches or bruises, suggesting he was driven or dropped off at the location he was found.
And Coos County Sheriff Gabe Fabrizio says detectives are looking at the case as a murder investigation, but they are open to evidence that refutes that. At this point, he says no one is in custody, no one is currently facing charges, and no one is a suspect in the case. The district attorney's office was unavailable for comment, but we, of course, will continue to search for answers into young Joshua McCoy's death.
Meanwhile, many Coos County community members are closely watching to see justice for Joshua as authorities and detectives continue this investigation. One local business owner remains positive that detectives will bring justice for the 5-year-old boy.
I believe the investigation is probably going as well as it can be. Investigations take time, and I understand with all the evidence and everything that needs to be collected. And as for the community, we all want answers, and I'm sure justice will prevail if that's what needs to happen in the end.
Investigators do continue to look into this. Details at this time. They're holding some of the evidence as they continue to investigate it. Autopsy results of McCoy are unavailable, and again, no arrests into his disappearance and his death have been made. Watching the Brookings coast earlier, and we saw the boats coming in.
Okay, so they believe foul play. They're not releasing the autopsy for Joshua, right? Okay. He was found 2 miles from his home, guys. So that's a long way for a 5-year-old to walk, right? And, yeah, they've got um, a lot of energy, children that age, but that's a long way for a child to walk, if you think about it. But they said, and he was barefoot, another correlation to the Sebastian Rogers case, guys. This is just so awful. They said there were no bruises or scratches on the bottom of his feet to suggest that he walked that way, because he would have been walking in woods. It said he was found in the woods near his home, right? And evidence revealed in the affidavit pushes against the idea that he walked to the spot his body was found. His feet did not have any scratches or bruising, suggesting he was driven or dropped off at the location he was found. They are investigating this as an M case, but they are open to evidence that refutes that. No one is in custody, no one is currently facing charges, and no one is a suspect in this case. What do you guys think? Did someone come in while mom was sleeping and take that little boy? Is mom guilty and trying to cover up? I mean, there's many scenarios here, right? Dad wasn't there. I mean, as far as we know, right? So a lot of unanswered questions in this case. We turned 6 after he was found missing, right? After he was found missing. That sounds funny. After he was found, he turned 6. And, this little boy is never going to get to live his life. So justice needs to be had, right? Someone is responsible. And someone needs to be brought to justice for this little boy. There's a lot of unknown factors in this case and a lot of correlation. Autism, bare feet. He didn't leave in the middle of the night. He left in broad daylight. That's a little bit different. It just so sad. So sad. So tell me, guys, what you think. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't subscribed. We also have memberships available now. There is also, I've started adding merchandise to my soap store, so you can get Granny's personalized mugs, water bottles, t-shirts, hoodies. I'm going to be adding more as the days go on. It's just very time consuming, so bear with me. But yeah, we've got all that stuff out there now. Super chats, all that. So your donations to the site are always welcome, but they're never expected. Okay? Just want everyone to know that, because the main thing is we're bringing awareness to these cases, right? We're bringing awareness today to Joshua McCoy, poor little 6-year-old boy who is gone. Will never be able to grow up and do the things, play sports that little boys do, and it's just sad. So I'm going to leave you today with our grannyism for today. We do not fear the unknown. We fear what we think we know about the unknown. Say that again. We do not fear the unknown. We fear what we think we know about the unknown. Isn't that the truth? Because if you think about the cases that we've talked about, the biggest one being Sebastian Rogers, right? We fear what we think we know about the unknown. We fear what we think we know about the unknown in this case. And remember, everyone is innocent until proven guilty, but we all have our thoughts, don't we? It's very, very sad. Well, thank you guys so much. I will see you. We're probably going to get started a little bit before 6 o'clock tonight. The reason is that Seth will be going live at 8 p.m. Central. And I want to make sure everybody that you don't miss Seth's live, okay? You're not going to want to miss Seth's live. Let's go there. Let's support him for Sebastian. Because, guys, tomorrow is Sebastian's 16th birthday. So I think Seth needs us tonight. Okay? All right. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for watching another episode of Granny's Crime Busters. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe and like and even share the content. You can follow us on any of our other social media platforms at YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We really appreciate you guys, and you can also email us at granny'scrimebusters@gmail.com. Thank you so much, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.